Hey guys, in today's video we're going to talk about Yamoshi, the first goddess of Saiyans. Yamoshi will return but in a different form to help Goku and his friends save the Earth from a terrible enemy. But for Goku to find new information about Yamoshi, we will need Shenron's help again, and you will see this amazing story now. So get one bucket of popcorn and your soda and come with me. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Well, without further ado, let's get started. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely in the Capsule Corporation, which was the place where Beerus, the current god of destruction of that universe, and Whis visited the most when they went to planet Earth. It was possible to see that in the Capsule Corporation were gathered very powerful beings like the god of destruction, his angel, the strongest Saiyans Son Goku and Vegeta, Granola, who had the power of both Son Goku and Vegeta. In the Capsule Corporation were also present the two sons of Son Goku and Vegeta. And along with them was Bulma, Vegeta's wife. Everyone in the place was looking at Shenron, the dragon god of desires who resided on planet Earth, and had been invoked by Bulma in order to discover a way to defeat Frieza, who had achieved a new transformation. Shenron ended up revealing the name of a person who shocked everyone by still being alive because that person was the first Saiyan to awaken the power of a god. But until that moment, that person was dead. Goku said, "But how is that possible? You yourself had said that Yamoshi had died thousands of years ago. When we asked you to bring him to face Mr. Beerus at the time, he came to Earth in search of the Super Saiyan God. So explain to me how Yamoshi can be alive?" asked the Saiyan, surprised. And it wasn't just him. Everyone except Granola knew about the legend of the Super Saiyan God, and knew how strong she or he was. Shenron spoke. "At the time, I knew about the legend of Yamoshi and the legend of the Super Saiyan God. But from my sources and knowledge, Yamoshi was long dead. But apparently, she is still alive. And I couldn't find Yamoshi at the time, because somehow she managed to hide. And as you know, I have a certain limit of power, and finding Yamoshi was something very difficult at the time. So since I didn't feel her power, I said that Yamoshi could not be brought to Earth, since the Super Saiyan God was a transformation and not a person. But I don't remember saying that she was dead at the time," said the dragon god of desires while looking at everyone who was at the place. Beerus spoke. "So, the first Saiyan who managed to become a god is still alive. If Yamoshi was alive all this time, how could Whis not find her back then? Look, escaping Shenron's radar is not very difficult since he has limited power, but Whis is an angel, and is the most powerful being in the 7th universe. So how did this Saiyan manage to escape Whis?" asked the god of destruction as he looked at Shenron, who was saddened by again being seen as weaker than Whis, who just took one of his hands to his chin. Whis said, I think I should have analyzed it better at the time," said the angel, attracting the attention of everyone present, except Shenron, who already knew what the angel was talking about. Vegeta said, "What are you talking about, Whis?" asked the Saiyan while he looked at the angel, who was the center of attention at that moment. Whis said, "Well, at the time we came to Earth after the Super Saiyan God, there was another Saiyan with a strangely low power. It was as if this Saiyan power was sealed or limited on purpose, and I was going to talk to Mr. Beerus about the Saiyan," said Mr. Beerus, preferred to come to Earth because of Vegeta, since Beerus thought that because Vegeta was the prince of the Saiyans, he could know who the Super Saiyan God was, said the angel while looking at his god of destruction, who turned her face away. After all, if it weren't for Beerus's impatience, Yamoshi would have been found a long time ago. Bulma said, "Look, I don't know if you noticed, but when Shenron and Whis are referring to Yamoshi, other than by name, they are using the female pronoun. Hey Shenron, could you give me a description of what Yamoshi looks like, and what his or her gender is?" asked Bulma, when looking at the dragon god of wishes, and soon everyone realized that Bulma was right. After all the many times she was used to refer to Yamoshi. Shenron spoke. "Yamoshi is a Saiyan with extreme power. But she is not a man as you imagined, but a woman. Yamoshi is a woman with long white hair and eyes similar to silver. And like the ancient Saiyans, Yamoshi wears combat clothes, similar to what Vegeta normally wears," said the dragon god of desires, shocking everyone with the news that Yamoshi was in fact a woman and not a man. "So Yamoshi, the first of the Saiyans who became a divinity, is actually a woman, and that same woman is Goku and Vegeta's hope of becoming stronger to defeat Frieza?" asked the woman as she looked at Shenron, who was staring at everyone's surprised face, except Whis, who knew that Yamoshi was a woman. Shenron spoke. "That's right. You all thought that Yamoshi was a man because the legend of the Super Saiyan God. and the legendary Super Saiyan always referred to a man. But you should remember that at the time the Saiyans were very sexist, and thought that the Saiyan women were not so strong as Saiyan men. But that began to change because of Yamoshi, who had become the most powerful Saiyan of his time. However, the king of that time ended up leaving the legend, as if he were a male Saiyan, and Yamoshi did not change anything, because when Yamoshi became a goddess, she disappeared from the planet. And so the legend was created and passed down from generation to generation, until it was lost, said the Dragon God of Desires while looking at those who were present at that place. Vegeta said, "That's a fact. There was never a woman who was remembered in the history of Saiyans. So not saying that Yamoshi was a woman was a way of keeping men as superior. It seems that no matter how much time passes, the past never stays in the past and always comes up to torment us. Especially I, who am the Prince of Saiyans," said the Prince of Saiyans while bringing one of his hands to his forehead. But he remembered of all the wrong his race had done over the years. Beerus said, "Hey, Shenron, we need Yamoshi, so bring her here for us," said the God of Destruction as he looked at the Dragon God of Wishes, that he sighed hearing that. Shenron said, "Sorry, but I can't do this. Yamoshi must have some skill that prevents me from touching her or interacting with her. Maybe it's because of her divine power or the place where she is. After all, Yamoshi has many years, and over the time, she must have mastered the powers of Super God Saiyajin to a point where her divinity surpasses even mine. So unfortunately, I can't bring Yamoshi here," said the Dragon God of Desires as he looked at everyone present and saw Beerus sigh. Beerus said, "Wow, you really are useless, Shenron," said the God of Destruction after sighing. But before Beerus could speak or do anything, he ended up getting slapped on the head, and who gave that slap was Bulma. That surprised Granola, who was surprised by the fact that a weak human smacked a God of Destruction on the head. Bulma said, "The only one useless here is you, Beerus, because if you were useful, you would have already killed Frieza once and for all. Now, Shenlong, could you give us the location of where Yamoshi lives? Because even if you can't bring her to us, you can tell us where Yamoshi is, can't you?" asked the human while looking at the Dragon God of Desires, who was surprised by the fact that a God of Destruction had been slapped on the head by a mere human without powers. Shenron said, "Yes, I know where Yamoshi is, and I can send you there if you want. But I already say that you shouldn't provoke Yamoshi, because even if she hasn't fought for a long time, Yamoshi is still the first Saiyan to reach the power of a deity, and I guarantee she's not weak at all. So if you want a tip, don't tease her, and much less talk about her age. After all, Yamoshi is still a woman, and as you know, women don't like people who ask about their age," spoke the Dragon God of Desires while looking at Bulma, who agreed. And those who were married like Goku and Vegeta knew that what Shenron said not to do was the same thing as starting a fight with a woman. Granola said, "Since that's how it is when you send Goku and Vegeta to this Yamoshi, send me to the place where this powerful Sufurujin is, so I can train with him," said the Sufurujin, showing that he was still present in the place. Bulma said, "Right. Since that's how you can send Goku and Vegeta minus Granola to the planet where Yamoshi is, and while you're going to train, I'm going to gather the other Z fighters so they're ready, in case Frieza makes an attack on our planet together with his army," said the woman as she walked away from the group. And with her was Goten and Trunks, who even wanted to meet the goddess of Saiyans. They couldn't since Bulma wouldn't let them. Shenron said, "Right, then let's go," said the Dragon God of Desires, making his eyes shine. And soon everyone disappeared. And with that, the dragon spheres rose to the heavens and separated. With this, we will end today's video. If you want to see the continuation of this incredible story, leave a lot of likes in the video and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you another day, guys.